nigga. Nah, y'all could. Next person tell me chill out, I'm trolling you, flat out, or I'm pulling up and I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Nah, and that's how I'm playing it. Nah, fuck y'all. Nah, fuck that nigga dead ass mama and that dead ass baby. Tell that nigga fight me. Get the.
That was Detroit rapper Ray Johnson going live trolling another man's dead mama. 30 minutes later, he and his little sister Rita lay dead in 2 cars, while her 1-month-old baby sat in the back seat. And the real reason behind it is even worse. To understand how this whole thing ended in 2 dead bodies, you gotta first know who Ray and Rita Johnson were, because even though they grew up under the same roof, they were living 2 very different lives. Ray Johnson was 33 years old, born and raised on the east side of Detroit. On the streets, they called him Ray Ray, and online he went by oil base dead zoner Ray DeGoat, sometimes shortened to Ray Ray DeGoat. He was a local rapper, but not the kind you find on Spotify with a polished album rollout, because his name didn't ring in the music world, it rang on Facebook Live, where he built a small following off of being loud, talking reckless, and getting into beef with anybody who wanted it. Rita was a whole different story. Takareya Johnson was 27 years old, known to family as Rita and online as Rita Ree Cold, and she was a young mama who had given birth to a baby boy just 1 month before all of this went down. Her cousin Tanya Brown sat with the news right after the killings, and the love in her voice told you everything you needed to know about who Rita was.
I'm on the freeway, so I can't really do too much. And Easter. I should wait till I get back to the city. But
in 2 miles, use the right lane to take exit 204 for Pelham Road.
I'm going to make me a $300 play right now. You hear me? My niggas running their mouth on this bitch.
So that was Rita right there. The kind of cousin you call your sister. A woman who would give you the shirt off her back. A young mama making plans for a regular afternoon while her brother was outside getting himself in trouble on the internet. Now here is where things start to twist. The Johnson family was already deep in their own grief because a close friend of theirs had passed away in a car crash about 4 years before, and the family was also dealing with the loss of a brother. They had a balloon release planned for the very next day, May 21st, to honor their friend. And there was a ride-out plan to remember their family in general, so this whole weekend was supposed to be about healing. But while they were trying to plan something peaceful, trolls online started taking shots at them. According to family and community accounts, people online started mocking the siblings ahead of the ride-out, disrespecting the friend who had died, talking sideways about their late brother, and stomping all over open wounds for laughs. Now, in the streets, and especially on Detroit Facebook, talking on somebody's dead family is one of the worst things you can do because it's a line that people lose their lives over. Ray Johnson did not respond like a man trying to make peace. He responded by going 10 times harder. And here is where the real story comes in, because the surface story everybody saw is not actually what got him killed. There's a live stream that dropped after the murders from somebody close to the situation, and that person broke down what the beef was really about. Listen to this.
I'm gonna go live when I get back. 'Cause I'm on this road, man. I got something for niggas though. Internet thug. Tap in though.
So peep what just got revealed right there. The whole thing did not actually start over rap, or over the ride-out, or disrespecting a dead mama, because according to that breakdown, the original beef was over a woman that both parties had dealings with. They had even already met up and fought before, and neither one of them could land a clean punch on the other, so they wrestled, looked dumb, and walked away. That was the match that lit the fire. The dead mama talk, the dead baby talk, and all the trolling came after, when Ray decided to take a personal beef and blow it up into a public show on Facebook Live. And once he started, he could not stop. Watch the energy he was carrying into May 20th. You hear that? People in his own circle were already telling him to fall back, and he brushed all of it off and promised to keep trolling. He even put it out there that the other side should set up a boxing match so he could fight the man's mama in a ski mask, and he joked about getting the dead woman's name spray painted on a fresh pair of white Air Force Ones. Now let's be very clear about something the family wanted everybody to hear, because Rita had no part in any of this. She wasn't going live, she wasn't posting diss videos, and she wasn't talking on anybody's dead mama. But while Rayshawn was online dragging the dead through the mud, somebody on the other side was watching every live stream, screen recording every word, and getting ready to come find him. By the morning of May 20th, Rayshawn was still live, he was still talking, and he had about 30 minutes left to live.
We're on McKinney Street in Detroit's east side, where we have learned that police have found a man and a woman fatally shot inside two vehicles outside of a home. We've also learned that officers found a 1-month-old child in the backseat of one of those vehicles. That child was not injured and is currently being reunited with relatives. Police say this happened around 1:48 this afternoon. They were alerted by a shot spotter and arrived on scene 5 minutes later, where they found those two victims. Right now, police are saying there's no definitive leads on a suspect, just saying that they're looking at cameras in the area, trying to identify a suspect vehicle. We'll continue to keep you updated and have the latest details for you over at clickondetroit.com.
May 20th, 2026, a Wednesday afternoon in Detroit. The sun was out, regular folks were running errands, and on the 9600 block of McKinney Street on the east side, the Johnson family was getting ready for what was supposed to be a normal day. Rita was outside a relative's house sitting in her own car with her 1-month-old baby boy strapped into the back seat, while her brother Ray was parked nearby in his own car, and they were waiting on more family to pull up so they could get the ride out going. Tonya Brown, Rita's cousin, was on the phone with her at that exact moment, and she talked about that phone call in her interview later. The regular nature of it is what makes it cut so deep.
Tell that nigga fuck all that lip boxing. Get in the field. I beat you up already. My niggas hit your truck. While your niggas was standing there, nobody did nothing. That means y'all a crew full of cowards. What you want to do? I'm gonna go live when I get back in the city, man.
10 to 15 minutes was the window, and that was all the time it took for everything to fall apart. Tonya hung up the phone, started getting herself ready, and somewhere inside that same little window, a man stepped out of a vehicle near McKinney Street and started walking up to the cars on foot. At around 1:49 in the afternoon, the city's shot spotter system picked up the gunfire. The sensors caught 9 shots fast, followed by 3 more right behind them, which adds up to about 12 rounds total, fired in broad daylight right outside a family member's home. The shooter walked right up to the cars and emptied his weapon, and according to police reporting, he fired at the man first and then the woman. Ray took rounds in his vehicle, Rita took rounds in hers, and both of them died right there on the scene. The shell casings dropped in a pattern that would later tell investigators this was no random shootout, because the way the bullets and the cars lined up showed that the shooter knew exactly who he was looking for. And in the back of Rita's car, that 1-month-old baby was sitting through every single second of it. By every law of how bullets travel through a car, that child should not have made it out of there alive, but somehow he came out without a scratch, and not one bullet touched him. The cousin called it what it was when the news asked her about it.
That girl was like my sister. We were together every day. Like, you see her face, you see mine. She was a good spirit. She'd help anybody. She'd get her clothes off her back.
Officers from the 9th Precinct were on scene within minutes of that ShotSpotter alert. They pulled up to 2 dead bodies in 2 separate cars, a baby still strapped in the back seat untouched, and bullet holes already drilled into the driver's door of one of those vehicles. Detroit EMS rolled up right behind them. The infant was rushed straight to the precinct for safety, and officers locked down the block with crime scene tape. Family members started showing up almost as soon as the news hit. Tanya Brown, who only minutes earlier had been on the phone with Rita planning out their afternoon, got a call from her grandmother, who was hearing about a shooting nearby. Tanya turned to the news and saw her cousin's car on the screen, riddled with bullets, with crime scene tape blowing in the wind. The Big Facts Cafe coverage captured what that moment looked like for the family arriving on the block. The commander on the scene was John Svek of the 9 Precinct, and he told reporters that based on where the casings landed and where the shots were fired, the attack appeared targeted, meaning the shooter knew who he was looking for. Early scanner traffic also mentioned officers searching for an older model gray Chevy Suburban with tinted windows and damage to the front end as a possible vehicle of interest, though that lead did not show up in the bigger news stories that came out afterward. A community activist who knew the streets, Pastor Mo Hardwick, came down to the scene and spoke about how senseless it all was. His message was for whoever pulled that trigger, and it was clear as day.
You said what, Tete?
Like my bag, so funny. Like in my bag, hot in my bag, hot in my bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
The whole thing was over in seconds. 2 siblings dead, 1 baby alive by what the family is calling a miracle, and the entire east side of Detroit watching a planned balloon release for the dead turn into a planned funeral for the living. And what nobody on that block knew yet was that the man who pulled the trigger had already left more receipts on Facebook than the police would even need to find him. The bodies were not even cold when Detroit Police Homicide took over the case, and Chief Todd Bettison made it clear from day one that this investigation was not going to drag on forever. Speaking publicly the day after the killings, Bettison told the city that investigators had already identified a suspect or person of interest, and he expected an arrest to come down soon. He credited the ShotSpotter system, license plate readers, flock cameras, and the city's Project Green Light camera network for closing the gaps so fast, and then he said something that hit different. "It's hard to commit a crime and get away with it now," the chief said. And the biggest piece of evidence in this case is not even a street camera, because it's Facebook itself. Ray left a trail of clips that anybody with a phone could pull up, including every live stream, every taunt, every threat, and every clip of him talking on the other man's dead mama.
Tonia Brown says she was headed to meet her cousin, 27-year-old Rita Johnson, on Wednesday afternoon when her grandmother called, asking about rumors of a shooting. Moments later, she saw footage of Rita's car on the news.
I didn't know what to think. Like, I was just on the phone with her and telling her I was just about to come meet her in like 10 to 15 minutes to get ready for a ride-out that we were having today.
In a cruel twist of fate, Rita and her brother, 33-year-old Ray Johnson, were preparing to gather the very next day for a balloon release, marking nearly 4 years since a friend died in a car crash. Now they are being mourned. Police believe the shooting was targeted. The siblings were in separate vehicles outside of a relative's home on McKinney Street, and the suspect was on foot. That's all investigators are saying at this point. Brown believes the incident stemmed from a public feud online, a feud that Rita had no part of. What was this about?
I'm not really for sure. I just know that it was some media stuff going on. And
Social media?
yeah, I hope this is a lesson to everybody in the world.
Would you say Rita was caught in the middle?
Yes, definitely was.
All of that is sitting in Meta's servers and on-screen recordings that fans and rivals were already passing around before the shots ever went off, and police are pulling all of it. They are tracing the back and forth online, looking at who was commenting under his lives and matching street camera footage against vehicles tied to people who had problems with him. As of right now, there is still no public arrest. The case is still active, and tips are being sent to Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP. But the way Bettison was talking, it sounds like investigators already know who they are looking for, and they just need the case to be airtight before they move. Now, the family has been asked the same question everybody watching at home is asking too, which is, what was this really about? Tanya Brown gave the realest answer she could.
This is not how y'all do it. This is not how you do it, Ray Ray. This is not how you do it, Mama.
Yeah, somebody else want some?
She got
a lot of money to feed people today.
Thanks, baby. Yeah.
Dad's already did this.
All right, y'all have a
I ain't lie yet. I just recorded.
I don't got another cigarette, baby.
Mama, some more coming.
Everybody coming to the truck.
Mama, some more coming. Y'all gonna have to get some more food, Ray Ray.
This had to fit in my trunk this morning. It couldn't fit in the refrigerator. Here, somebody else wants some? I gotta go. Y'all, here y'all go.
I'm about to put y'all on Facebook.
Here you go, baby. Here, y'all want some? Come on, get it.
They feeding the community.
I got all mine.
Ray did this.
Oh, thank you. My son spent a lot of good money. Yeah, you don't got no chips in there? No. Yes, it's right there. I don't like those. Okay, here you go. Thank you, baby. I like these chili chips. God bless y'all.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Feed them up. Feed them up.
You want one here?
Feed them up. Feed them up.
Okay.
We met up, we fought. We both looked and sad. We couldn't land a fucking punch. Cause you know, I be smoking and chilling and eating. I'm so mad. And he just weak as hell. He missed, I missed. We wrestled. We looked stupid. But so it ain't the fighting part. It's that bitch. Who did I fuck?
Social media is what got two siblings killed in front of their grandmother's house. But like that post-shooting live stream told us, the real spark was not even rap beef. It started over a woman, a previous fight where nobody could land a punch, and a pride match that spilled onto Facebook Live, where Ray started saying the kind of things that get a person hunted. Some posts, some lives, and some words is what did it. And the part that messes you up the most is that Rita did not type any of it, because she was sitting in her car waiting on her cousin so they could go release balloons for somebody else they had already lost. If this story sounds painfully familiar, that is because it has happened before, in almost the exact same way, in another city just a few years back. Back in March of 2022, in Trenton, New Jersey, a 9-year-old little girl named Sequoia Bacon Jones was outside playing with her brother and other kids in the courtyard of an apartment complex called Kingsbury Square. It was just a normal afternoon for a child. While she was outside, two grown women who had been beefing on Facebook decided to take it offline and meet up in that same courtyard to fight. One of those women called her brother, a 19-year-old named Isaiah Roberts, and asked him to come through, and when he showed up, he got into an argument with another man and pulled out a gun. When the shots went off, Sequoia was running for safety with her brother, and a bullet caught her in the upper body. She was rushed to the hospital, but she did not survive. She was 9 years old. Her family had a phrase for her that they kept saying to the press, which was that she loved to live.
It's all love though, on King Day. It ain't even about the bitch, it's more so about the nigga just losing his mind. You out this bitch trying to spit on her, punch on her, go to jail over this bitch, over her giving away her own pussy. I already know it. Mama already told me, when this shit go wrong, and you kill him and you go to jail, I know the fuck I ain't. The devil is a lie. I'm gonna continue to ball.
Say this Hershey mama and my Uncle Blunt.
This Hershey mama, I think love.
Say my uncle was smoking on Hershey mama right now.
$2 in your car.
I won't buy you nothing else. I won't get you nothing else.
How much money
We should have recorded her.
I got my hair done. Our stuff. Oh my God! So you gonna take my stuff? That wasn't for all you. Like,
You ungrateful.
He said I'm gonna give you some money to get your mama a gift. So he gave you $5 for me. You weird.
I'm not getting you nothing else. I swear to God.
Oh my God. Okay, thank you. But I'm worth $5. He gave the money for me.
He didn't give you all the money for you. What are you talking
So he told you go give me a $5 special.
I'm not getting you nothing else. Just how about that?
Some people don't get that. You
That was
ungrateful,
$6.
Mom.
You gotta add the text.
You ungrateful. Yes, I did. Cause she ungrateful.
She gonna go viral on Facebook.
She worse than mama. Mom,
Is
you
she really
ungrateful. You mad? You really?
What did Rome get you? Nothing. At least I got you something.
I ain't his mama. I'm your mama.
Oh, she want to.
Thanks.
The killer's own attorney called it a stupid Facebook beef, and Roberts was charged with murder and a long list of weapons offenses. In April of this year, he pleaded guilty to first-degree aggravated manslaughter, and he is set to be sentenced this June to about 18 years in state prison. Now, think about how identical these two stories are. A public argument on Facebook between people who think they are just talking. Then the dispute spills off the screen and into the real world. Somebody shows up with a gun, the real target may or may not even get hit, and the person who ends up dead is somebody who never typed a single word. A 9-year-old in Trenton playing outside, and a 27-year-old mama in Detroit waiting on her cousin. Both of them innocent people erased over arguments they had nothing to do with. There is something deeper to wrestle with in both of these stories, because these are not kingpins falling in some big drug war. These are everyday black people losing their lives over comment sections and live streams. Words that took 2 seconds to type ended somebody's whole life, and the same energy people use to roast a stranger online is the same energy that put a 1-month-old in a car covered in his mother's blood. Ray Johnson made choices that put him in the line of fire, and his own family has not tried to hide that. But Rita did not. The baby did not. The grandmother did not. And the friend whose memory they were trying to honor with a balloon release damn sure did not. If you are watching this and you got beef simmering in your DMs right now, take a long look at this story. Take a longer look at little Sequoia Bacon Jones, and then ask yourself if whatever was said online is worth somebody else having to bury you, or worse, somebody innocent dying because they happened to be sitting near you. Let me know in the comments section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.